Welcome to Langenargen on the shores of Lake Constance in southern Germany, host to the first stage of the 2014 Alpari World Match Racing Tour. The 2013 tour ended in spectacular fashion. For the first time in the tour's history, the world title was decided in the last match of the season's final event at the Monsoon Cup in Terengganu on the east coast of Malaysia. First-time tour card holder Taylor Canfield had led for most of the season and finished third in the regatta, but his chance of clinching the world title wasn't over. The final result between Phil Robertson of Wacker Racing and defending world champion Ian Williams of GAC Pindar would seal Canfield's fate. It was out of his hands. Canfield had to wait it out until the final moment of the last race to be confirmed Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion, but the moment was sweet for the 24-year-old from the US Virgin Islands.
Last year was obviously a big disappointment for GAC Pindar. We had high hopes. We thought we had what it would take to win the World Championship, but it wasn't to be.
Phil definitely had a good win against Williams in the Monsoon Cup last year, and it did clinch the title for us, unfortunately.
I guess he couldn't win it on his own in that sense that it was up to us to win it for him. So
most of the time you like to clinch the title on your own, but we sailed well that whole event, winning the qualifying stage and then going on and knocking Keith Swinton out of the quarterfinals.
We were there just to win the event, and for us that was a big thing. So obviously we had two very hard opponents in Canfield and Williams to beat to win the event.
Phil Robertson just got the better of us in the semis, and he sailed an incredible day as the results show, and maybe we can return the favour at some point.
Yeah, I think he owes us a big favour this year.
Langenargen is a beautiful German town with a passion for match racing. It joined the tour at the very beginning in 2000 and now attracts around 30,000 people over the bank holiday weekend for a mix of sailing and entertainment. 2014 promises to be a captivating story of hungry young guns and old masters chasing the extraordinary talent of the defending ISAF World Champion Taylor Canfield.
I'm Phil Robertson, this is Wacker Racing.
Keith Swinton, and this is Team Alpari FX.
Bjorn Hansen, and this is Hansen Sailing Team.
David Gilmour, this is Team Gilmour.
Ian Williams, this is Team GAC Pindar.
Francesco Bruni, and this is Team Luna Rossa.
Mathieu Richard, Team Luna Jets.
Taylor Canfield, and this is US1. Match Race Germany is definitely a unique event on the tour. It's we're sailing Bavaria 40s and very heavy, somewhat cruising-like boats.
Langenargen is Langenargen for sure. It's always light breeze.
Momentum is definitely a key in the racing here.
The lake can be very challenging, the wind can be very light, very shifty, so you have to really pay attention to that.
Tiny little mistakes become that much more costly.
It's a tricky place, but historically we've done really well here. We like the conditions here, and yeah, it suits our style a little bit. I guess it just shows it's your fighting spirit that it's never over till it's over, so it's one thing you just never ever give up.
You just really need to focus on the execution.
All teams, including the wildcards, have their eyes on this, the World Match Racing Tour Trophy. The newest sailing trophy made by the oldest jewellery company in the world. And to win it means success in a series of head-to-head duels over 7 events across the globe. So who will have the unique mix of brains and brawn to become the 2014 Alpari World Match Racing Tour champion? It will all come down to who has the skill to win an event where the weather will dictate an intricate style of racing. Every crew on the tour wants to be the 2014 ISAF World Champion, but for 2 teams the desire to win this year is overwhelming. Four-time world champion Ian Williams, skippering GAC Pindar, wants to make it 5, surpassing Peter Gilmour's record 4 wins. If he succeeds, Williams would enter the history books as the person to have claimed the title the most times in the championship's 26-year history. Williams lost his title last year after succumbing to Taylor Canfield, heading up US 1 sailing team.
Obviously an incredible year for US 1 sailing team. It was our first year as a tour card holder. It was pretty crazy that we were able to push through and have a chance to win the tour coming into the Monsoon Cup.
This year we've come back maybe a little bit hungrier to try and get that 5th, really taking each event as it comes.
Williams has obviously always been strong. He's been at it for quite some time now, and he's not the only one actually fighting for that 5th world title. Rod Dawson on my team, tactician, is also in the running for that 5th title.
I know it's not easy to defend the world title, having been in that position and tried to do it a few times. Taylor's a young guy. I don't think he'll feel the pressure particularly. He's full of enthusiasm and full of talent. He's, and the team are sailing extremely well. They've shown really good form at the start of the year. So for sure, we're going to need to step our game up to beat him.
Very happy with the way the team was performing and how we meshed together as a team. And I couldn't ask for more.
How far to the pin?
Canfield has gone from the hunter to the hunted, but is starting the season with just 1 goal in his sights: to make it a double. Freshwater Lake Constance is nearly 400 metres above sea level and is Central Europe's 3rd largest. It's 63 kilometres long and nearly 14 kilometres at its widest point, and more than 250 metres deep in parts. As well as Germany, both Austria and Switzerland share its shoreline, with the Alps making the perfect backdrop. But with the beauty comes its own very unique challenges. Qualifying started in light airs, the racing slow, with skippers carefully manoeuvring their boats to get an advantage. We join Team Alpari FX's Keith Swinton up against Walker Racing's Phil Robertson.
Okay, tacking, hard tack.
Hard tack. Swinton looking for the tack, back onto starboard. Sailing across the bow of Robertson.
12. And fell.
9. 8. Final few seconds of the pre-start.
Yeah. And shade on.
Robertson tacks down. So both boats clear of the line at start. Swinton has the advantage. And it's he that leads around the first top mark.
And hoist as soon as you can. 2, 1, go hoist. Brace back.
Robertson carrying that extra speed around the top mark.
A little bit of air behind.
Able to jibe across the top of Swinton. Dirty air from Robertson's sails. Dropping down onto Swinton.
Okay, I don't know if I'm going to be able to block here.
Robertson turning down. Swinton following.
Oi! 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 Come on! Oi! Come on!
But protest from Swinton, and his bow swings across the stern of Robertson, looking to avoid. We're going to see an umpire's decision here.
Okay. Oh, come on, guys!
It's a green flag. Robertson in the clear.
And main.
Robertson now leading down towards this first bottom mark. He leads back up for the second lap of the course.
And turning. Not a lot we can do. Just keep sailing.
In the last match of the last qualifying flight, it was a clash of the titans. Defending world champion Taylor Canfield of US 1, contesting with four-time ISAF world champion Ian Williams, heading up GAC Pindar.
Coming up.
Both boats on their final approach back to the start line.
All the way up. Smoothly up. We actually need to slow a little. You just... flag him, flag him, flag him.
Come on, he had to turn a hell of a lot earlier than that.
You just came right at us. You've got to keep clear. Protest. Come on, guys. Stupid. Two, one, and squad.
It is Williams that has the penalty.
I was trying to keep clear. I was trying to avoid him. Guys, that's unbelievable.
And there, the red flag. That means Williams has to do that penalty straight away.
Turn down into a jibe, yeah? We'll cross him. Here we go.
Now Williams with the penalty turn.
Going for the hook here, guys. 2, 1, and squash. Just help on the overlap. Are we faster? Are we faster? I've crossed his transom!
Crossed his transom as quickly as we could.
The penalty is complete, and now Williams
coming up. Hey, you got attack!
With the aggressive luff.
Windward boat! Flag him! Flag him!
Canfield does enough.
What?
Williams leads the charge down towards the bottom mark. It's Williams and GAC Pindar that take the win.
All the teams had battled it out in the most challenging of conditions. After 3 days of qualifying, Richard had proved he was fired up with a respectable 4th place, earning his spot in the quarterfinals. Hansen and Robertson getting a 3rd and 2nd place respectively. ISAF World Champion Canfield booked the last spot in the quarters. Williams cemented his reputation as the master of qualifying, winning all but one of his matches to notch up a score sheet of 10-1. A phenomenal performance after 3 very testing days of light air racing. The reward for the British 4-time ISAF World Champion was to sit out the quarterfinals, safe in the knowledge that GAC Pindar was the only team to have confirmed a spot in the semi-final. Join us in part 3 to catch all the quarterfinal action. Welcome back to Langenargen on the shores of Lake Constance in southern Germany, host to the first stage of the 2014 Alpari World Match Racing Tour. 6 sailors have made it through to the quarterfinals, with Ian Williams going straight from qualifying to the semi-final. Reigning ISAF World Champion Taylor Canfield may have lost some of his later matches in qualifying at Match Race Germany, but the US 1 skipper has safely made it through to the quarterfinals. Lake Constance is renowned for light airs at this time of year, and it hasn't disappointed. With the amazing warm and sunny weather came a lack of consistent wind, making it tricky to get the racing underway. Canfield and Dawson are the only ones having fun. With most of the fleet back on the dock, some of the sailors take full advantage of the calm, pristine waters. As the afternoon progressed, the wind picked up and showed positive signs of stability, a welcome relief for the sailors. It was time for the quarterfinals, and it was the first to win 2 races that would progress. We join Mathieu Richard and Bjorn Hansen.
Salut les gars.
Mathieu Richard up against Bjorn Hansen.
On est à combien de la ligne?
Richard with the lead back.
À combien?
To the start line. This quarter-final, a very international affair with
C'est bon, Francis, ouais.
the team from Sweden and the team from France.
La bascule. Allez.
And It is Mathieu Richard leading the start off to this right-hand side of the line across the top of the committee boat, perhaps having the early advantage. Both boats bow to bow. Mathieu Richard coming in. There's the top mark, so we're past that. Richard with the right away on starboard, forcing Bjorn Hansen off to the left. Richard with the tack across, furling the jib straight away and going for the hoist. Very crisp crew work from the French team. Hansen on his tail, trying to find a way back into this match, jibing again across the line of Richard. Every time their lines cross, that boat in front getting a bit of dirty air off the spinnaker and mainsail. So far, Mathieu Richard finding a way to stay in front, and it's he that leads around the bottom mark.
Un bon vent arrière ça. Mais là on est au près là, putain Greg, avant lui. Ah sans virer avant tu veux dire alors.
Bjorn Hansen leaving his drop very late.
Et Olive tu l'as? S'il vire on vire.
He rounds the bottom mark, the jib coming out, the spinnaker coming away.
Il vire là?
He's looking for a tack across to escape to the right hand side as well, so that's a slow move from Hansen. And as they come down the second run, it is Mathieu Richard who has taken the win. Hansen on the ropes.
Richard went on to win the second match. Hansen was out. Keith Swinton also scored 2 bullets against Taylor Canfield. US1 sailing team were on their way home. So after what seemed like a long afternoon on the water, the pairings for the semi-finals were decided. It would be Williams against Richard and Robertson against Swinton.
Very good day for Team Luna Jets today. We go through the quarters. We beat Bjorn Hansen and his team 2-0. So the team managed to sail very well, and I'm very happy with this quarterfinal. 2-0 is a good score.
We're thrilled to be through to the quarters. It's been a while since we've had a series win over Taylor Canfield, so we'll take that.
Yeah, Taylor's out, but there's a couple of good guys through, so you know, it's early days on the tour. You know, obviously it's good for Keith and Phil to be through into the semis as well. Having got this far, it's important that we go on and get a good result here.
We're thrilled to win the quarterfinal against David Gilmour. We had the first pick, so we chose Dave due to his experience, I guess, but he put up a really good fight, and yeah. Came out and gave us a real hard run for it, and yeah, he sailed well, and we were just a little bit off today, weren't quite striking 100% I don't think, so yeah, hopefully we'll come out tomorrow a lot better, and hopefully there's some wins as well.
ISAF World Champion Taylor Canfield heading up US1 was out, as were Bjorn Hansen and David Gilmour.
We got smoked today, straight up. Keith Swinton was on his game, and he came out swinging, and we weren't ready.
Actually pretty lucky to get the wind in the end. I was looking for quite a long time, like there wasn't actually going to be any racing, so we were pretty happy to get something in. The racing was really close with us. We lost the first race, and then in the second race we were able to beat him, and it came down to the third race and we had to split up the first beat, and I think my team did a great job, and I just sort of made a few crucial errors in the end.
Our new motor for the rest of the year is that we can't be stuck in our same mode all the time. We need to be ready for anything and take what's presented to us and then sail our hearts out.
We're down to the final 4 here at Match Race Germany. It promises to be a challenging finale in light conditions, but we'll see a winner of the first stage of the 2014 Alpari World Match Racing Tour. It's semi-finals time with Ian Williams of GAC Pindar against Mathieu Richard of Luna Jets, and Phil Robertson heading up Walker Racing against Keith Swinton of Team Alpari FX. Williams took another step towards repeating last year's victory at Match Race Germany after beating Mathieu Richard of Luna Jets in the first of their semi-final matches. GAC Pindar dominated the pre-start, forcing Luna Jets over the line early, handing a commanding lead to the British crew, who never looked threatened after that. In the second race between them, Richard got a better start, but Williams overhauled him and made it 2-0. In the second pairing, Keith Swinton of Alpari FX was up against Phil Robertson of Walker Racing, the 2012 Match Race Germany champion. After a close start in match 1, it was Swinton who eventually took the bullet. The pressure was on Robertson now as they started match 2 on the second day of semis. It was do or die for Robertson.
Phil Robertson up against Keith Swinton. Swinton 1-0 up already in this semi-final match. The wind has gone very, very light as the boats come up to the start time. And as the gun sounds, it is Swinton with separated to the right start. Perhaps the better of the position. And Swinton, as they round the top mark, leads this pair down towards the first bottom mark. Aboard Robertson. Now it's his turn for the hoist.
Drop it down some more here if you can.
And a twist for Robertson. This race is unravelling for the Wacker Racing sailing team. So lap 2.
Okay, 2, 1, and go hoist.
Final
go
top
hoist.
mark, and it is Swinton
Hoist.
that leads around,
Tweaker on, mate.
holding on to this lead over Robertson.
Big E, take it.
Almost hear the resignation in Robertson's voice.
Is it a soak through the line?
Swinton
Yeah,
and Team Alpari FX come down
good work,
the
boys.
final run.
We deserve this.
Swinton, pleased with his performance, pleased with his win, congratulates his team.
Nice one.
Closes out this semi-final matchup. Frustration from Robertson. That's the sport of sailing.
So it had come down to the final 2 teams to go head-to-head to decide who would win Match Race Germany. It would be Ian Williams heading up GAC Pindar versus Keith Swinton's Team Alpari FX. The race organisers had managed to get to the finals despite unprecedented weather on Lake Constance, the lightest wind ever seen at Match Race Germany, and even at the 11th hour it was touch and go if the final 2 teams could get a final match completed. Due to the light airs and the time of day, it would be a winner-takes-all one-race final. The stakes were high.
This is the final Match Race Germany.
Jib right, jib right.
Here on the shore,
Okay,
Lake Constance, Ian Williams from GAC Pindar up against Keith Swinton from Team Alpari FX.
A big roll here,
2, 1, press up. Gotcha.
Okay, I'm not going to get there, guys.
Here we go, coming in to the start. Keith Swinton tacking onto port but not clearing the committee boat. And Swinton has parked his boat into the side of the committee boat. That's going to cost him a penalty. And it's also cost him this pre-start as Williams sails away.
Squeeze now, Bill, or just full speed? Okay, gotcha.
That's good, Ricky.
Gotcha. We're going red. Good call, Mal. Okay. We're in pretty good shape. Yeah, we're going to be on this line soon enough, aren't we?
Williams faster and higher. There's the penalty on Swinton.
2, 1, go hoist.
Into the top mark, Williams out in front. At Cornwall on the bow, hoisting the spinnaker.
A little bit.
Shoots set and powering down to the bottom. Jerry Mitchell calls the drop as GAC Pindar round the second mark.
Go hoist.
The only way I'll be able to come up is if you do wind it. So just
On the final hoist,
yeah.
Williams still out in front.
To build, obviously.
Spinnaker sets.
Just pole off in the jibe, flat. I'll let you.
And as Ian Williams comes out his final jibe,
I didn't
the line presents itself. Williams is through.
Good one.
It's taken Match Race Germany.
Oh, fantastic. I think, I mean, the whole Team JC Pindar guys did a great job. Bill Hardesty, Mel Parker, Joey Mitchell and Matt Cornwall here. Just a fantastic job by all of them, and we're super stoked to have won. I can't say enough about what Rudy Mag does here with getting the races off. I can't think of any other regatta with any other race officer that you would get away with such difficult conditions. But you know, he got through the program, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and just a one-race final at the end. But yeah, all the racing was fair, so I was happy. It's obviously a good start. You know, we're on to Sweden next, and hopefully we can have a good one there.
For Swinton, second place represents his best finish in Langenargen and shows a clear sign that the 28-year-old has overcome his traditional weakness in the bigger boats on the Alpari World Match Racing Tour. So the final results at Match Race Germany 2014. The current leaderboard looks like this. In first place, it's Ian Williams and GAC Pindar on 25 points. Second is Keith Swinton of Team Alpari FX on 22 points. Matthew Richard is in third from Team Luna Jets on 19 points. Phil Robertson, heading up Walker Racing, is in fourth on 16 points. On 14 points and in fifth place, it's Bjorn Hansen and the Hansen sailing team. Stage 2 and the next showdown on the 2014 Alpari World Match Racing Tour is one of the largest sporting events in Sweden. The Stena Match Cup Sweden, hosted by the Royal Gothenburg Yacht Club in Marstrand. This regatta attracts an estimated 150,000 spectators annually. It's a favourite with sailors and spectators alike, with an almost guaranteed week of fantastic sailing and partying. Join us there.